we're doing. So map out our plan of action, kind of research what the business was, what the environment was within the nonprofit and hiking space, review the data that we got from you guys as well as some external data, and align that with the organizational goals that we had talked about. With that, secondly, we started by spotting some key landmarks. So you guys will see throughout the course of this presentation that we identified some key insights and findings that really impacted our objectives and recommendations for you all. And we utilize this to really inform our strategies that we will move into for planning for the road ahead. So these are going to be those actionable recommendations and solutions that align with what you guys were hoping to accomplish. And then we obviously are presenting this analysis to you for understanding, and here to collaborate with you all if you have any questions at the end of this. And then as far as hitting the trail, we'll talk about that a little later at the end of the presentation, but that'll be the implementation part. And then hopefully lastly, with all of this, we will see that success. So this is just kind of a roadmap to how we worked and what you guys are going to see moving forward. So to kind of jump right in, just to refresh all of our memories, this project working with you all was really aimed to develop those comprehensive strategies to not only expand the membership and the funding space, but also dive into these more holistically and broadly as well. So really finding ways to enhance the funding streams through donations, grants, sponsorships, and advance that community engagement, that membership, and also solidify the organizational's financial future. So these were really the main key points that our entire team worked on. So with that, just breaking those down into the key initiatives here that we really highlighted to move in is increasing that membership, right? Building those strategies for increasing membership, targeting those consumers that we really want to target, as well as businesses that we want to work with, and really attract this new membership base that will be the base of what Victor Hiking Trails is in the future. With that is going to be that enhancing funding. So the potential funding sources that we can use to really solidify the financial future of Victor Hiking Trails. And this came from a lot of review of the past financial data, as well as gaps that we saw in the industry and also in the data as well. And then that third pillar was the community engagement. So making sure that we have, volunteer support, as well as a content and outreach plan with marketing and social media to really get the community involved in what this organization means and how we can move forward with that. So this was all kind of review, but I just wanted us to start off by refreshing our memories there. And I will pass it over to Ellie to go into one of our key analysis here.
Thank you so much, Hannah. So a SWOT analysis can help us identify Victor Hiking Trails' strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and their threats. And so I want to dive into the strengths. Local community focus. You guys have a strong emphasis on serving the Victor community, and it attracts community members who want to improve their immediate surroundings. An accessible trail network. Your organization's multi-use trails cater to a diverse audience, including hikers, bikers, and families, enhancing accessibility and inclusiveness. You have 70 miles of trails that connects the suburb of Victor to other local towns and waterways, leading to Rochester. And then your website, you have a website, which is fantastic. And the website provides essential trail information, event details, and volunteer sign-up options, making it easier for locals to stay engaged. Some weaknesses that we were able to discover was limited digital engagement. Compared to other organizations, Victor Hiking Trails could improve its social media presence, which will be touched on more, I believe. Less frequent updates and limited digital outreach may reduce engagement, especially with younger audiences. Funding diversity is another weakness. We rely heavily on membership dues, donations, and a few grants. Lacking somewhat of a robust corporate partnership and diversified grant portfolio may limit financial growth, and corporate partnerships will be touched later on. And low brand recognition. With a strong local focus, it limits the visibility beyond the immediate community, reducing opportunities for regional support and collaboration. Some opportunities that are out there for Victor Hiking Trails. is expand educational programs, add more nature and environmental education programs. Albany Pine Bush Preserve is one organization that has some of those, and that could attract more families, schools, community groups, enhancing your value proposition. Corporate sponsorships, partnering with local businesses and outdoor retailers could provide financial support and in-kind donations, and increase online engagement, regular updates, volunteer spotlights, and educational posts on social media could boost visibility and help attract younger audiences. And then threats that Victor Hiking Trail has include competition for volunteers and donors, with other local organizations attracting volunteers and donors for similar causes. You may struggle to retain community support without distinguishing its mission and impact. Trail maintenance challenges, which we discussed when we all gathered, and aging volunteer base. An older volunteer demographic common among local nonprofits may eventually limit volunteer availability. So that's the key findings from running a SWOT analysis.
Yeah, so with that analysis, that as well as a competitive analysis that we conducted as well, which will be in the write-up that you guys will have shortly after this, really found and led us to obviously these 4 deliverables that you see. So membership growth plan, fundraising strategy, the volunteer engagement, and marketing and social media. But all of these were really driven by that SWOT and the competitive analysis, really understanding the landscape and moving forward. So first, to talk about the incentives to join and the membership growth plan. First, as we spoke about in a couple meetings, was an opportunity for a discount booklet. So this is a way to really incentivize members to join Victor Hiking Trails and be a part of, the membership base, and also have an incentive to pay the dues that we were asking them to pay. So this will be partnering with corporations and small businesses to offer those discounts, whether it's on gear, clothing, merchandise. It can really expand into anything as discounts on takeout or food, but this is really an opportunity for us to leverage the corporate sponsorships that we'll talk about later, and really make it enticing for members to join. With this, we also touched on some member-only offerings. So this could be unique member events and even an early bird registration to show the members of Victor Hiking Trails that there are, perks to being a member, and they actually can, physically see some stuff in return. So whether that's, an early bird registration for one of our hike-a-thon events, but it really is just there to foster a sense of community around the membership base of Victor Hiking Trails with that as well. And then lastly, another option that we could do is recognition badges. I also know we threw this around in a couple of our meetings as well, but I really think that this is going to be a way to have members feel rewarded for what they do. So you can have different tiers and levels of these recognition badges, and have a way for members to really feel achieved on, completing specific trails, whether it's level of difficulty or hitting some milestone distances that we set up. But just really a way to get, members super excited to be a part of this base, Victor Hiking Trails. And I will now pass it off to Ashwini.
Yeah, hi, thank you, Hannah. So I would like to talk about the Trail Heritage Month, which is basically an initiative designed to celebrate Victor Hiking Trails and, strengthen the community connections and increase the membership as well. So through this month-long program in April, we would like to bring people together with fun and meaningful activities that would highlight the beauty and importance of our trails, while we're also boosting support for the organization. So this month is all about engaging the community.
Ashwani, would you slow down just a little bit? I'm having troubles hearing you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. So through this month-long program in April, we want to basically bring people together with fun and meaningful activities that highlights the beauty and importance of the trails while boosting support for the organization. So this month is all about engaging the community with our trails. So it's a month of activities, and we've had a breakdown of these in weeks that cater to everyone, basically families, individuals, volunteers, and even local businesses. So the goal is pretty simple. It's to raise awareness about the importance of our trails, while also fostering a deeper connection between people and nature and through memberships. So we'll be using this month to promote discounted memberships and exclusive perks where you'd encourage more people to join and support the organization. And so the first week is basically called Discover the Trails. Now, this is all about educating the community on the history and importance of Victor hiking trails. So we'll be hosting guides, hike led by local, you guys. And so these hikes will not only showcase the natural beauty of the trails, but also share stories about their heritage and highlight the efforts that are needed to maintain these trails. And as we all know that Earth Day is on April 22nd, so this will be a key highlight of the history and importance of Victor hiking trails. So we'll be hosting guides, hike led by local, you guys. And so these hikes will not only showcase the natural beauty of the trails, but also share stories about their heritage and highlight the efforts that are needed to maintain these trails. And as we all know that Earth Day is on April 22nd, so this will be a key highlight of the Heritage Month. So on this day, we're thinking to organize like a hackathon on the urban trail. And so this is a hiking challenge open to all individuals, families, and teams where participants can basically pledge to hike a certain number of miles. And so the hackathon not only encourages people to join the trails but also helps to raise funds for trail maintenance and expansion through sponsorships that we'll talk about later. We also would like for you guys to participate with local environmental groups for a tree planting event. So this would allow participants to basically give back to the environment directly, making the Earth Day even more meaningful. Another thing is that the week 3 would be all about celebrating people who make the trails possible. So, hosting a volunteer appreciation barbecue or a picnic at a trailhead would be a way of saying thank you to the volunteers who keep the trails safe and enjoyable for everybody. And it would also be an opportunity to engage more people to join the community. And to further promote this membership, we could also offer exclusive perks during this week. So it could include discounts on gear, access to a special volunteer-only hiking event that Hannah spoke about right now, or like a free Victor Hiking Trails branded merchandise like water bottles or t-shirts. And then moving forward, the final week would be focused on families and the youth. So we'll basically host like a family-friendly hike followed by a picnic at one of the scenic locations along the trails. And to make it even more engaging, we'll organize a scavenger hunt where families can work together to, find clues and learn more about the environment. And we would also love to launch a photo contest with the theme Exploring the Trails, where you could invite participants, including the local photographers and youth, to capture the beauty of Victor hiking trails. And the best photos will be showcased on the website with prizes like free memberships or trail gear. So this week and this month is all about fun, creativity, and bringing families closer to the nature. And moving on, I would like to pass it on to Sarvesh, who will take you all more into the hackathon. Thank you. Closer to the nature. Moving on, I would like to pass it on to Sarvesh, who will take you all more into the hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I'm excited to present the concept for the Victor Hackathon Step into Nature. It is going to be a flagship event scheduled for the Earth Day, April 22nd of 2025. So this hackathon is not just about walking trails. It's about, celebrating nature, building community, and supporting the incredible work of Victor Hiking Trails during the Trail Heritage Month. So let me give you an overview of this. So first will be participation options. The hackathon is designed for everyone. It includes individuals, families, and team categories, making it accessible for participants of all ages. To ensure inclusivity, we created 3 flexible route options based on skill levels: easy, moderate, and advanced, ranging from 2-mile, 5-mile, and 8-mile endurance trails for all the adventures. We are also encouraging group hikes for families, friends, and even corporate teams to strengthen the sense of community. So, next is the event's purpose. The hackathon serves 3 critical goals, biggest one of them being fundraising. Registration fees and pledges from participants and sponsors will directly support trail maintenance and development, community growth, since we are offering exclusive Earth Day membership discounts with added perks and branded merchandise. Environmental impact, as in the activities like tree planting along the trails, will promote conservation and raise eco-awareness. Finally, the event highlights. This event will run from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., giving participants the flexibility to join at their convenience, and activities include kickoff ceremony, interactive challenges like most miles in 4 hours, a scavenger hunt, trivia stops in the afternoon, and a closing ceremony in the evening featuring awards for top fundraisers and trail achievements, live music, and a barbecue picnic, a community barbecue picnic. We'll also set up a central hub at a popular trailhead, which will serve as the main activity and an information area. This hub will feature registration booths, sponsor exhibits, and fun engagement opportunities. In summary, the Victor Hackathon is more than just an event. It's an opportunity for people to connect with nature, bond with their community, and support a meaningful cause. With an inclusive structure, exciting activities, and a focus on conversation, this event will make a lasting impact.
All right, so the grant opportunities that are available come at different levels, which are state and local, federal, and then just some additional grants. And so Judy's actually going to touch on the actual grants that are available. But the grants are essential for Victor Hiking Trails as they provide crucial funding to maintain and expand the trail network, support community engagement, and preserve the natural environment. And these funds enable the organization to undertake projects that might not otherwise be attainable, and that's such as trail restoration, educational programming, and infrastructure improvements. And the state and local grants that are available are forged to support trail enhancements, land preservation, sustainability, and cultural preservation, which is key to fostering community engagement and regional value. The federal grant opportunities that are available to fund trail connections and infrastructure improvements, which will help Victor Hiking Trails expand and enhance its network to the greater community impact. And then there are additional opportunities available to support trail maintenance, construction, and growth, which would enable Victor Hiking Trails to expand sustainably. And I believe I'm going to pass it off to Judy to talk more about the grants offered.
Thank you, Ellie, for going over an overview for the grant opportunities. and I'll walk you through some of the key opportunities that we discover for Victor hiking trails. So first, let's look at state and local grants. The Park and Trail Partnership Grants, PTPG, are a great opportunity administered by Parks and Trails New York in collaboration with NYS Parks. These grants are focused on enhancing and promoting state parks and trails. This next round opens in May 2025, making it a great future prospect. Another important source is the Environmental Protection Fund grants, funded by the NYS Environmental Protection Fund. And these grants help with preservation, stewardship, and promotion of public lands. This can support the sustainability of Victor hiking trails systems. Additionally, Preserve New York grants focus on cultural resource surveys and historic structure reports. And these grants, which are typically due in March each year, could help Victor hiking trails preserve the historical aspects of its trails. Now looking at the federal grants. The Recreational Trails Program, RTP, provides matching grants for trail development and maintenance. This grant is accessible to nonprofit organizations and government entities, which makes Victor hiking trails eligible. Another key option is the Rails to Trails Conservancy grants. It focuses on connecting and developing trail networks. These grants, which range from $5,000 to $25,000, are open for application through June each year. Finally, additional grants such as National Trail Fund by the American Hiking Society and the Trail Fund by American Trails supports trail construction, maintenance, and training. These are all great resources for Victor hiking trails to consider as you plan future trail initiatives. And all of the links to these application and grants opportunities are included in our write-up if you guys want to explore further later.
Anna, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry, I was having trouble bringing the drop down down. Sorry, some technical difficulties here. So now we're going to talk about continuing the fundraising strategy. We're really going to hop into corporate sponsorships and how corporate sponsorships can be an integral part of what Victor Hiking Trails can do to raise funds and really foster these meaningful connections. So as we talked about in kind of like everything we've touched on so far, partnerships with local communities and corporations are going to be so important for us to be able to do this. So we're going to talk more about some specific corporations that we were able to look into, and I believe I'll pass it on to Ellie.
Thank you, Hannah. So there are a couple different avenues that Victor Hiking Trails could go down. So when it comes to corporate and small businesses, they could partner with corporations like Wegmans, Dick's House of Sport, or Constellation Brands to make influential companies, and they could provide funding for Victor Hiking Trails to undertake more ambitious projects. Small businesses such as Fleet Feet and Victor are an important and organic way to engage with the local community, and they've helped other local organizations in the past. I'm not quite sure about this specific location, but I know they have helped with like donation days to other Fleet Feets have done that. And then local foundations, like local level grants, raising funds is a mutually beneficial process for foundations, such as the Friends for Strong Foundation or the Golisano Foundation. These foundations are focused on bettering the greater Rochester community, something that Victor Hiking Trails is so aligned with. And Victor Hiking Trails presents itself as a key facilitator of environmental preservation and outdoor exercise in the area. And so it could be mutually beneficial for both. Okay, so I'm going to delve into Dick's Sporting Goods, Wegmans, and Fleet Feet. So Dick's Sporting Goods emphasizes the strategy between Dick's House of Sport, Dick's House of Sport, focus on outdoor and active lifestyles with Victor Hiking Trail's mission. Wegmans would highlight how Victor Hiking Trail promotes healthy values by maintaining trails that encourage outdoor activities, physical fitness, and environmental preservation. So there is a general theme that being outdoors is good, and organizations welcome that and see that and want to help when it comes to a healthy lifestyle. And then Fleet Feet and Victor could designate a day where a portion of sales are donated to Victor Hiking Trails. This initiative would support your mission and help increase fundraising engagement.
Thank you, Ellie. A few more companies we identified that would be good potential partners with Victor Hiking Trails. Constellation Brands formerly had its headquarters in Victor, and is constantly committed to helping the community. And overall, we saw as an influential business within the community that'd be a great option for our Adopt a Trail program, our way to promote individuals to get outside in a responsible manner. REI was another kind of similar to Dick's House of Sport, that kind of combination between outdoors activities and good health. REI, like we have in a write-up, has a grant program, and so REI also helps organize local hikes. I don't know, most recently they haven't done a ton of events in Rochester, so this would be a great opportunity for that. But again, promoting that healthy lifestyle, which goes hand in hand with Victor Hiking Trail's core ideas. And then on the local foundation side, Golisano Foundation was one that we identified, focused on bettering the greater Rochester community. And we saw just kind of a lot of local involvement. We saw Golisano Foundation as a potential ally on this end.
Yeah, and I'll hop in here too. I know for all of these corporate sponsors, we talked about kind of that pitch plan and what you guys can present them with. So we actually have a detailed outline of that in the write-up that you guys will get. We just wanted to highlight the key kind of 6 corporations we think would be best. And then once you guys have the write-up, you can take a chance and kind of look through that and see what, how to do that and what to do with that. I will now pass it off to Sarvesh for to start our volunteer engagement portion.
Thank you, Anna. So now let's talk about an initiative to build a sustainable volunteer network for Victor Hiking Trails through educational partnerships with local schools and colleges. This plan focuses on fostering long-term engagement by collaborating with institutions that share a commitment to community service and environmental stewardship. So the strategic framework is structured around 3 components. The first one is needs assessment. We begin by analyzing the current volunteer base to identify plans in availability, participation, and attention. This ensures that our strategy addresses Victor Hiking Trail's specific needs. The second one is target institutions. Partnering with schools like the University of Rochester, RIT, Nazareth College, along with student organizations such as outdoor clubs, sustainability groups, and service-oriented programs. These partnerships will allow Victor to tap into an enthusiastic, diverse pool of volunteers. Third is the program design. So, outdoor clubs. We'll organize biannual volunteer events for diverse student groups. Then there's Hikeathon, which we've already spoken about. This will encourage inter-school competition where students can also raise funds and awareness while supporting Victor's initiatives. And academic service. By formalizing volunteering as a part of service learning or course credit, students gain academic benefits while contributing to environmental conservation. Next slide, please. Okay, so whatever I've just spoken about, to bring this plan to life, we have outlined a clear implementation timeline. So phase 1, which will last roughly around 2 months, where we connect with faculty, club members, and coordinators to present Victor's volunteer needs and mutual benefits of collaboration. Coming to the phase 2, which is partnership, which will go on for about next another 2 months. This will enable, this involves us to formalize partnerships by signing MOUs, basically Memorandum of Understandings, that define roles, expectation, and goals. The next phase, which basically will launch volunteering sessions, organize the hackathon, and host guest lectures to foster participation and school pride. Eventually, the last phase, which will be the evaluation phase, where we'll gather a lot of feedback from students, faculty, and Victor Hacking team members. Metrics will be tracked and strategies will be refined to ensure sustained engagement over time. So this initiative creates a mutually beneficial relationship between Victor Hiking Trails and educational institutions while fostering environmental stewardship amongst the next generation.
Okay, and now let's move on to the specific university collaboration opportunities. Victor Hiking Trails can form partnerships with local colleges and universities to connect with student volunteers, particularly through outdoor and environmental clubs. First, Finger Lakes Community College offer an excellent way to engage with students' interest in community service, and Victor Hiking Trails can submit volunteer opportunities to connect with their students. At Nazareth College, the Adventure Club is an ideal partner for Victor Hiking Trail. This club encourages students to explore outdoor activities such as hiking, kayaking, providing a perfect opportunity to engage students in Victor Hiking Trail's outdoor events. St. John Fisher University has a strong community service program with over 60 local nonprofit partnerships. Victor Hiking Trails can connect with students who are already involved in community and environmental projects. Of course, University of Rochester, we have both an undergrad outing club and a Simon Business School Outdoor Adventure Club. These clubs are great resources for connecting with students interested in these kind of activities. RIT also has an outing club. It's another group that Victor Hiking Trail consider to engage with. Additionally, Harvard and William Smith colleges have an outdoor recreation adventure program, ORAP, and SUNY Geneseo offers a great outdoors club. By partnering with these local colleges and universities, Victor Hiking Trails can tap into a diverse pool of students who are passionate about outdoor activities and community service. Now let's look at the platform options Victor Hiking Trails can use to manage communication and outreach efficiently. So these are the platforms Victor Hiking Trails can use to streamline communication, event promotion, and volunteer engagement. The primary platforms we suggest for Victor Hiking Trails are first, Sign Up Genius. It's a great for event signups and volunteer tracking. It's easy to set up, requires no accounts for students to sign up, and automatically sends reminders to participants. The basic version is free, making it a simple and effective tool for managing volunteer events. Another platform we can consider using is Eventbrite, which is an excellent tool for public event registration and outreach. It provides a centralized hub for event listings and makes sign up easy. It also integrates with social media for promotion and sends automatic reminders to participants. Eventbrite is free for free events and it charges a small fee for paid events, making it both affordable and effective. And moving on to supplementary tool. So Google Calendar. It is a simple and free solution for maintaining a public event calendar, and students who are using Google Calendar can easily add events to their personal calendars, ensuring they stay up to date to upcoming volunteer opportunities. It's simple to update and share, making it user-friendly for both Victor Hiking Trails and participants. For monthly newsletter, MailChimp allows Victor Hiking Trails to send visually appealing emails with event links. It also tracks engagement, helping Victor Hiking Trails measure student interest. It's free for the first 2 weeks, and then the subscription starts at $20 per month. Another two platforms Victor Hiking Trails may consider taking a closer look is Campus Groups, which is a platform used by many universities for student club management. We can collaborate with universities that use this tool to directly reach student organizations and outdoor clubs. Finally, Victor Hiking Trails should leverage Instagram for social media outreach. By promoting events and activities on Instagram, Victor Hiking Trails can reach a wider audience and encourage students to share the events with their networks.
Yeah, absolutely. And so rounding out kind of what we want to do with volunteers and how we can continue to do that, obviously we have thrown a lot of ideas, information, so how can we manage this? So through this will be internship opportunities as well as a potential full-time opportunity. So offering internship opportunities for younger individuals and students can really provide positive effects for not only the organization, but also, kind of get Victor Hiking Trails involved in the community. So having this internship opportunity can include workforce support for all of you and current staff of Victor Hiking Trails. It can offer new and additional perspectives into some of these events and social media campaigns and everything that we want to run. It can also help these students in the community really develop their talents and skills in these areas that they want to focus on. And then touching on that last one is really that community engagement factor. It really gives you a chance to invite in the younger generation to Victor Hiking Trails. And these are three potential opportunities that we saw that could be a possibility for interns. So a marketing and social media intern to help with the upkeep of what Kuyuku is going to talk about here in a second. Second is a trail maintenance intern to really get a hands-on experience of what that looks like for you all day to day. And then also with all of these events that we want to integrate into here, really having an event planning intern could help with that as well. And then jumping to a full-time opportunity, I know we've had some extensive conversations about this as well. Obviously, there's some logistics with the town and everything, but we kind of looked throughout the guidelines of what a town goes through and everything from our end, and we found that proposing a formal partnership, outlining the scope of collaboration with the town is going to be our best bet to get a full-time opportunity. So really outlining the scope of what collaboration and responsibility and outcomes can look like. And then it can also involve an MOU that specifies how maybe this employee is hired by the town, but could support not only the town, but also a nonprofit organization such as Victor Hiking Trails. So there's more details on that in the write-up as well, and kind of what we found on our end. But I know we've also had conversations about it, so, but we definitely wanted to throw it in there as a highlight. And I will pass it over to Kuyuku to start our marketing and social media strategy.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. So this was something that was, I am an avid outdoor person. I run during the cold times, and my friends think I'm crazy. I know few people do that, but not everybody finds that interesting. So the goal that I had in mind was, increase Victor Hiking Trails social media presence to reach out to a wider audience in the greater Rochester area, not focusing on Victor and the surrounding area only. So some of the things we could do to make sure that people know about us, and then come try our trails, and could lead to a potential members, which can also increase membership and generate funds in the long run. So some of the ideas that I found online, I did extensive research, spoke to a friend who had done some social media marketing campaign for a company in the past, and we did brainstorm some ideas and overall. So I came up with some strategies on setting specific platforms for Facebook. So talking about posting engaging photos and event updates on the trails, and highlighting very specific unique things about Victor and what the benefits are, and to push that ideas to the general public, and then get more people to come on the trail and try it out, because they're really nice wide trails with a lot of miles that people can get in a good exercise. And then for X, which is what formerly Twitter, use some hashtags talking about Victor hiking trails to raise awareness, and then also, engage with local businesses and organizations to share about like cross events and promote each other, and then also post like, live updates on things that are happening on the trail, maybe, like, for example, in the fall when the leaves change color, that is something like to highlight, to get people's attention, because, right now, the social media presence is not that alive for the organization, and we need to increase it, because a lot of the youth and even some senior citizens are actively engaged on social media, and it will be a great time to advertise the unique trails and good benefits that comes with going outdoors, even going for just a short walk. And so one of the key specific areas that I focused on, like reaching like the younger audience, we talked about like college students who can participate in like volunteer engagement activities, and and how to get those people to come aboard, and the platforms that they usually use, Instagram and TikTok. So the idea was to use visually appealing photos, short videos, because the attention span is like very like short nowadays. So short engaging videos that can get their attention, and keeping that in mind, post very informative videos that would pique someone's interest to, okay, yeah, what is happening on that side of town? Maybe, this weekend, if I have time, let me drive up there and try the trails and see what it has to offer. So yes, the target audience was definitely like retirees, working class adults and students most especially. And then also like YouTube, because I remember we had a conversation when we met. There was like a YouTube channel that posts like long-term videos that could also be used. And that could also be like, I am an avid user of YouTube. That's why I go on to do a lot of things. So that would also be a platform where to get people to come aboard to learn about like the good job you guys are doing on the trails. And next slide, please. So and one of the things that I discovered in the long run was, there's a lot of social media influencers that we can take advantage of. So this was a plan in order to, reach out to them and talk to them about like what they can offer to us and what we can offer to them, because some of these accounts promote health and fitness. And so reaching out to them and talking about like, if they can mention Victor Hiking Trails to their audience that like follow their channel to come and try out. It's going to be just a mutually beneficial thing where they're not seeking like compensation and that. So I identified a couple of platforms and that we could use that are in the Greater Rochester area, and those would be key to enhancing the presence on social media and getting out to a wider audience. And also I came out devised some themes that we can use like for the month. So let's say for the first couple of months, so I identify like Q1, which is January, February, March, where it's like snowy and it's cold. So we can talk about like snow safety and the serene trail views, and then outdoor event for February, which is like the love month, and spring adventures in March, and then in other quarters like in the summer we talk about scenic hike and activities, talk about the awesome trails, and I've forgotten the park where the riders come to do the biking. I've forgotten exactly what the name of the park was, but that would be something to highlight as well, because that could bring more focus onto like the trails and the park and the awesome job that you guys do. Can we go on to the next slide? Okay, and so with all that, in terms of like managing the social media accounts and posting, there was this app that I found. It's called Buffer, where we can schedule some of this like photos and engaging content. So all of the things will be housed in one place, and then we just set them up to, let's say, on this day of the week or this specific month. It automatically does the posting for you, and everything will be in-house one place, so you don't have to log on to Instagram or TikTok or other platforms to do that. So this was some of the ideas that I found, and they seem to they've worked for other people, and I think it will be very, very good for the organization to try them out to increase social media awareness and presence for not just like Victor alone, but the greater Rochester area.
Yeah, thank you for the comprehensive analysis. So what does that kind of look like for Victor Hiking Trails? So I was able to put together some branding templates of what some of those educational posts that we just talked about could look like, and what some of those event posts and the call to actions could look like. So a lot of these posts are centered around, again, enticing people to want to join, really make sure we have cohesive branding across all of our platforms to make us as a organization more identifiable as well. And really just that frequency and consistency of posting is going to be, like Kuyuku just mentioned, is going to be so essential in kind of this all-encompassing process. But these are some branding templates that I came up with. I'm happy to share those with you for some of the posts and what they could potentially look like. And then also for some website updates, as we spoke upon in some of our past meetings, there's a couple tidbits of the website that we had all kind of gotten together and collaborated on what we wanted to change. So that is also in the write-up, but there's only a few things more just like user experience and stuff like that. And then moving on, so that is kind of our all-encompassing strategy. So we mapped the terrain, spotted those key landmarks, and kind of planned the road ahead. So now us as consultants leave all of this information with you all, and that really is now going to be the hit the trail and that implementation process. So really hitting the trail with these recommendations and strategies that really align with where you guys want to go as an organization, and what you guys think is all best for you. So really planning and implementing this with all of those key stakeholders and the town and all of you and the other board members. Just really seeing where you guys want to go with this project. And then after that, hopefully we will be able to see this and keep in touch, but really celebrating that success is going to be, hopefully the last step in this whole thing. But yeah, so we just wanted to say a wonderful thank you. This is my favorite picture from this semester. But just a massive thank you to you all for everything that you were able to do for us. I'll speak for the team again. I think we all had a wonderful experience working with you all, and a wonderful experience just getting to work on something that maybe is up our alley and maybe wasn't. But just working with you guys has been a pleasure, and working with this team has been a pleasure. So just want to say a massive thank you for inviting us into the Victor Hiking Trails family. And to that, we are open for any questions for the last 10 minutes here. Or comments, concerns. A lot of this information will be in a very extensive write-up that I'm hoping to send tomorrow along with the deck to you all to make sure you have everything. But any questions that we can answer, please let us know.
So first of all, Hannah, I do want to thank you and the team for all your hard work. You've come up with a lot of great information for us. Obviously, you've done a lot of research, and we're hopefully going to be able to put some of that to use. The timing is great because after the holidays, we start the year off. We'll be having a special board of director meeting with setting our goals for 2025. and a lot of this information we're going to digest and put forward. I do have one question. My plan is to share this with Brian Emelson, who's the Parks and Recreation Director. He couldn't get on tonight because he had another engagement. But do you have any problem with us sharing all this information with anyone?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you guys should be good to send it around with all of your key stakeholders, and feel free to share the information. And like I said, we will have that more of like a very in-depth write-up. I think it's around 40 pages of information that kind of details all of this, that we hope you have more time to digest everything that we've put together. So yeah, absolutely. I don't see a problem with that as far as I know.
Okay. I didn't know if you had any copyright or trademark or anything involved in this, so I wanted to be careful about where we go forward.
Oh yeah, I think the only thing, I think SVC, the logo is fine to use, I would assume. But I can check with our managing director too, just to ensure that that's okay. But I can send that answer along with everything tomorrow.
Great. Anyone else?
Hannah, do you have, did you perchance record this presentation?
I did not.
I did. I did.
Oh, okay, perfect. There you go.
Are you okay with us showing our recording of the presentation to other people?
Like I plan to put this, send it to, well, I'll have to put it on YouTube and then give our board members the page that it'll be on our YouTube page. So.
Do you need to check that out?
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out with the team and the managing director as well. So I'll touch base with her tonight and just ensure that that's all good to send as well. And I'll touch base with the team too, just to make sure we're all good with that. Okay. So I can send that answer along with everything else, hopefully tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
And we really appreciate all the time and effort. And as a former educator, I can tell you I was very impressed with the amount of work and time and expertise that went into this. You don't seem like students. You seem like a corporate advisorship that's working with us. So really, really appreciate all the time. And I know you did it for high pay, so really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we definitely got our money's
worth.
We hope so. Well, thank you for the appreciation. I'm sure we all appreciate it as well.
I did have a question on our website. Did anyone going to our website have any suggestions on what we can do to improve the website?
Yeah, so there is, my consultants, feel free to hop in. I actually put together a section on some adjustments that me and a couple others have talked about throughout this. So that's in the write-up. It's not as extensive, so we didn't want to throw it in the presentation and add another thing in there. But it is in the write-up of some suggestions, and actually a website that we think could be a good use of an example for some of the things that we suggested. Okay. So that's in there as well. But consultants, if you guys have anything else, feel free to.
Because we do have the website. We do try to be active on our Facebook page. We do try to put pictures and events and that on our Instagram, and we do have the meetup, getting people up to date on scheduling and events and all that. And so if we decide to go with TikTok and X or Twitter, any of those other ones that we're not familiar with, we might need your help.
Yeah, and in Kuyuku's section as well, there is that kind of what he touched on. It wasn't necessarily on a slide, but it's that buffer application. So it's essentially an application. He can speak more to it as well, but just like the general overview, it's like a social media management platform. So if you have somebody that wants to plan out an entire month of posts across all of them, you can schedule the same posts for a multitude of channels. So while the content might not be, exactly the same, and Weeaboo optimized it for each separate platform. If, you first want to start out with, we're going to do 2 posts on all of our platforms and this is what's going to look like. And that's going to be our base. And then we can kind of like grow up to maybe a little bit more or whatever that looks like. I think that platform or any platform, if you want to do additional research, has been super helpful in my experience with social media. So I think that could be an easier way to manage it all as well.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to add something. Yes, and from there you can also measure like the metrics and see the engagement. So like, how many people are clicking and viewing the event, and you can also like tend to see like what posts people react more to, and then you can give people more of what they want. So yes, that is one thing definitely to look into. And I think there's a $5 a month, and then there's a free version as well, but you can try with the free version and then you can go into the paid tier if you need more like a lot of information and then want to measure the metrics and see for yourself.
Okay.
There's one like suggestion that just like comes to mind though for the website that I can think of. I struggled to find where the donations was when playing around on your website.
You didn't see that big button at the top?
It's tiny in the corner. I was like, where is this? And it is right there, but like it's so small.
You need a bigger button?
So that's
duly noted.
maybe a big,
Yes.
You need a whole bunch of buttons?
it just was not like intuitive for some reason.
Yes, I would like to add one more thing. So the town of Victor has a website. It's actually like really well done. So I think it's like in terms of like modern designs, it's a really nice one. It's a town of Victor, ny.gov. I'm sure probably some of you have visited it. So something we did speak, what Hannah was saying, we did speak about it like briefly, but I don't know exactly what that deck contains now, but something like that to emulate. It doesn't have to be like the whole thing, but in terms of the kind of design, it's actually like a very like nicely designed one. So yeah, but yours is definitely better than the Genesee Park one or whatever. That was like no when I looked at it. So yeah.
We also get more than we pay for.
Yes.
Because our website is volunteer.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But we are all familiar with the town's website. Yes.
Our webmaster has been at it for I think almost 25 years at least. That he's been maintaining and creating and maintaining the website. So we all appreciate his hard work.
Yeah.
And he's very on top of things, and as soon as I send him an email, it's on the website, and it's great.
So maybe we'll send him the report, but I think we better highlight what we think are priorities. Otherwise, he'll just start changing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned internships. When I had internships many years ago at a financial planning office, we didn't have to pay for it, but I hear now you have to compensate the interns under federal law. Is that true?
I personally didn't know it was under federal law. I've definitely worked unpaid internships before. Maybe somebody has more information on what the laws are on that.
I have a grandson who's a senior in college. He's doing an internship for an IT company, and he don't get diddly because he's getting school credit.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and that's also a great point that I will put my hand up. I did not think about is partnering with these colleges and maybe seeing if there's a way that they can get credit for it. And also I know here, at least at U of R, the Green Center and our Center for Simon Bennett Center have people that actually like go out and look for projects for interns and people like students that want to. So maybe that's another way to kind of move in there and get some credit for it is, a lot of these students go to those, career centers for jobs and opportunities. So maybe that's a way to get in contact with, some of them. I mean, I'm sure I have connections with the Green Center and Bennett. So if that's a conversation we want, I can definitely give you some information on that as well.
And going off of the do interns have to be paid, if they are not considered employees, they do not have to be paid.
Okay,
And that's under the Fair Labor Standard Act. So it does not require compensation for interns who are students who are not considered employees.
and so we are a 501c3, we don't have any employees right now. And, I would hope that anyone that interned here would just be considered a volunteer.
Yeah, and maybe the best way to, promote that would be through, the career centers in the colleges, as well, so that the students can get some type of credit for it, and,
Right.
kind of advertise it that way.
Yep.
For sure.
Okay.
And Hannah will be reaching out to you regarding details for letters of recommendation.
That's right.
Oh, yes,
Yep. All you
yeah.
guys that need a letter, let us know.
Who won't want one?
Yes, thank you very much for the offer. I hope we all take you guys up on it for moving forward. But yeah, any questions, feel free to email me and I can pick their brains a little bit more on specifics as well. But I will hopefully be sending all of these decks and everything and those answers to what you guys asked. I'll touch base with our higher ups than me
Okay.
about those questions and get those answers to you hopefully by tomorrow afternoon. So
All right.
that's hopefully where you guys should expect an email from me. But other than that, thank you so much
Thank you
again.
all. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
your
Yeah, we had a wonderful
participation.
time.
All right.
Yes.
Great. Well, have
Now get out there and save the world.
Yes, really.
we will try our best.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Take care.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Enjoy your dinner.
Oh, that's a lot of information.
Hey.
Yeah.